Hello travelers, Tara here, and I am trying to get my stuff all situated. Things are coming together slowly but surely. What I'm going to be bringing you today is, instead of an elemental reading, and the elementals are based upon the four elements, right? Air, water, earth, fire. I'm going to be bringing you a modality reading. Now, modalities speak to the terms either fixed, cardinal, or mutable signs. And basically, those kind of correlate to the four seasons and the four elements. The fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And what they represent are hold on, the middle of a season, so to speak, and they have the power of sustaining. So the way that the ancients looked at it was, let's say, for instance, a fixed part of the season is going to be, we know that the middle of summer is damn hot, right? It's not as hot at the beginning and it's not as hot at the end, but we know that in the middle of summer that it's hot. So typically your fixed signs are going to be those signs that are rather stubborn, but they are also sustaining. In other words, they can sustain a particular type of energy for a long, long time. And that is helpful. We need to have things that can kind of help us power through. So you would think that Capricorn would be a fixed sign, but it is not. So it is actually a cardinal sign. So again, this is a modality reading for the fixed signs. There are going to be four of them. That's Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. This is a general reading. The messages will not resonate with everyone. And then I want you to go back and check on the other modalities, and that may bring up your moon and or your rising sign, which could explain why you may be like a Cancer sun, right? But you emotionally, you're rather fixed in the way that you feel. So that means that you could have a fixed moon or rising sign, okay? So check back on those readings once they're posted. Website members, I am working on the October readings for you to be posted, I don't know, soon, but just stay in, kind of keep up. Now, one of the things is that something has changed with the new update for WordPress. So what happens is you no longer get notified when there's a new article or anything new posting up on the website. So you'll have to just go back and keep checking, and I apologize for that. I've been slacking off on the newsletter, but I'm pretty much, I've divided myself into 5 persons, and I've got a lot of stuff that I'm trying to do. So hopefully we'll be back to normal by the end of October. I did get the office painted. I'm starting to move my furniture back in and put things in its place. So, like that. I do have the Radiant White deck with me. I started with the Fantastical Creatures Tarot, and then right in the middle, my guide said, no, use these. So I'm going to be using these. We'll be clarifying with either La Vida Sibila and or the Indovenas. We'll be pulling conjure cards, and we'll be wrapping the reading up with a Psychic Oracle Tarot. I cannot believe that October's already here. 2020 is fast approaching, people. So let's go ahead and lay the cards down and see what they have to say. This reading is going to span a 2-week time period. That's as far out really as I like to read. Doesn't mean that the cards don't read out further. But, basically a tarot reading is good for a couple of weeks. All right? So here we go. The 9 of Wands. Well, the King of Wands. Isn't that interesting? I always say that, right? The 7 of Swords. Well, the 4 of Cups. The 6 of Wands. the World card. Wow, isn't that interesting? The Ten of Wands. Wow. The Three of Swords. And the Two of Cups. Wow, that is a most interesting situation. A 2, a 3, a 4. There's no 5 here. Then I go 6, 7. There's no 8. Then I go 9 and a 10. What is underneath the deck? The Four of Pentacles. Wow. One court card is King of Wands. One major arcana card. 2 cups. 1, 2, 3, 4 wands. And 2 swords. And the World card is a 21. 3. It's a 3 card. Now, 2 things strike me the most. Traditionally, wands are interpreted as being having to do with work. That is that fire principle. That is that principle of the determination and the focus, the drive that you have. But wands can also represent that kind of passion or anger. We know that swords represent thoughts, perceptions, beliefs, and ideas, but they also represent communications. Cups talk about our emotions, the way that we feel, our intuition, our comfort level or discomfort. And then the major arcana, which would be our World card here, simply talks about the lesson of it all, okay? I just get the sense that some of you may be dealing with a fire sign male. He could be a Leo of the fixed modality. But this could also be a boss, whether same-sex and or heterosexual, the meanings will apply. But also whether this is actually you, not in terms of the sign that you're in, but the idea that you are hell-bent and hell-bound on doing something or getting something accomplished or trying to get over an obstacle or around it, okay, male or female. But I think what is coming across is that this is a relationship issue. And again, relationships can be romantic, familial, friendship, can also be career. But the bottom line is that somebody has been, there's some kind of struggle. Some of it is an internal struggle, but there's been some kind of battle or heated, I don't know, argument or heated words, or just the situation is quite intense from all of these wands here. It appears as though either someone has been perhaps hiding something, or maybe someone has discovered something, okay? One or the other. Could be both, I don't know. The Seven of Swords, typically this card is the idea of somebody rushing around, not actually making plans, but they are thinking way ahead. They're thinking and speaking faster than actually what they can do. They're not giving this a great deal of concentrated thought and effort. Sometimes this card is about evading the consequences of either something you said or something you did. Usually it is associated with stealing, lying, spying, stalking, thievery, some kind of fraud and or deception. And then I've also seen it show up when someone is considering moving home. I know that's weird, but that's an old 13th century interpretation of the card. And so I have to honor that because obviously back in the day somebody saw that come up. With the World card can sometimes mean the idea that someone is moving and they're going to be going overseas. It's the world, traveling a great distance. I find what is interesting is the 4 points that are on the on the World card because they are the fixed modalities: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. But the World card also is this implication that something is coming to an end, right? That something, you're finally going to be graduating, you're going to be going through. So whatever this thing is, whatever the lesson is, that is about to come to an end. Now, it could be very much that a relationship is about to come to an end. A romantic relationship is about to come to an end. But then the question becomes, hold on. The question becomes, what do you get out of that? Not just the fact that the relationship with the other person is going to be ending, because sometimes the Two of Cups is about finding that balance within yourself, the masculine and the feminine, learning how to be good to yourself, learning how to respect yourself. This could be several things. The first thing that came to mind when I saw this, what my guides were telling me is that some of you are going to get the news that somebody's leaving. Not only are they leaving, they're going to be either joining forces with somebody who may be of a different race or who lives in another country. Maybe that person is coming here so they can get married or whatever the case may be. But for others, somebody is kind of, in a sense, kind of on the fence about what they're going to do. I do feel for some of you, this is the idea that you have discovered some kind of deception or some kind of lie. Maybe you did it through Facebook or Instagram. Maybe you were sneaking in somebody's phone, I don't know, and you found a whole bunch of text messages, something of that nature. But we can see that there are, I think, already some kind of, I don't know, issues happening in the relationship, because this is the battle card. And this is about, after a moment of battle, stopping, getting your breath, resting, looking over, but still having that look, I'm going to get back in there and I'm going to fight. I don't know if someone has offered a peace thing or offered to make up. Look, baby, let's not do this. Let's try to make up. Let's try to. And for some of you, it's been a slog. It's been hard. It's been difficult. It's kind of like just putting one foot in front of the other, because basically somebody has lost interest in the relationship. And I do feel at some point someone is going to make the decision to leave, to move. See how this person is also carrying all of their things or wands with them, and their destination is this home here. So in effect, it's kind of as though one home is going to be broken up and there's going to be a new home established, but with a different person. I do feel in some respects that some of you may get the opportunity to mend these fences, but then the others of you, somebody's going to be getting away with not being truthful. Now, I don't know if this is you or if it is the individual that figures prominently into this, with this energy of the King of Wands. And I can tell you, that the energy coming off the King of Wands card is one that's relatively cool. It's not a heated. The most heated energy card in this reading is this one. It's putting off a lot of heat. I don't know, because in looking at this down the center, this is the idea that if this guy is not leaving, or you've discovered that he's been cheating or what have you, he's fixing to get him a new partnership, then this has been you. And he was under the assumption perhaps that maybe everything was okay, and then discovers that no, you're the one who's going to be finding this new partnership. Maybe this is the idea that whether you are in the feminine principle of this side and this guy's been cheating and he's going to leave you, or whether you are in the masculine principle of this reading and your chick's going to be leaving you, right? I think the idea is that it's out of, the relationship is out of road for some of you, period. That's just the way it is. I feel that as soon as this person gets enough money, or they finish doing whatever it is that they need to do, the relationship's going to be kaput. Again, I dare say, some of you may be able to rescue this, in which case you're now on solid and secure ground with this, but there's plenty of work to do. All right, whatever this thing is, there's not a lot of communication here, at least not that kind of honest talking, and that's what this is all about respecting each other, being able to be open and honest with each other, accepting each other exactly as you are, because that, you know, but at the same time learning to accept yourself exactly as you are. Okay. Because once you're comfortable with yourself, you know who you are, you know what you want, and you can express those things. If that person truly loves you, they will accept those things about you. And when it comes to relationships, it's always easier, well, at least ideally, you should be able to say exactly what you want, and to say if those needs aren't being met. And a lot of times what will happen is people don't say anything, they'll suffer in silence, and what they do is they'll end up going outside of the relationship to find whatever it is they think they're missing. Make sense? Why? Because nobody, hold on. I need you to sit down. Go sit down. There is some disappointment and some heartache here. I want you to hold on 1 second because I've got something on the stove I'm trying to cook, so I'll be right back, okay? Be right back. Okay, thanks. I also get the sense that for some of you, you've been kind of waiting around for something, and some of you finally, I don't want to say get the news, but you finally, I don't know, cross that battle or that barrier, or you get over that hurdle, or you are able to transcend whatever this obstacle is here in the center. Because the Six of Wands is all about a victory. It's about overcoming. Before it was a 6, it was a 5. So it's about overcoming whatever that thing was. But it's also this idea that you did not do that alone. Somebody else helped you to do it. Other people helped you to do it. Even if it didn't turn out the way that you thought it was, or you thought it should have, or even if they didn't help you in the manner that you felt that they should, whatever it was that they did helped you in some way. This is the 6 of Cups here. And the 7 with the 3 is a 10 of Swords. The King to the 9 gives me 10 Wands. But it's almost as if this top row, this individual is like, yeah, okay, well, that's over and it's done with now. But then you find out later on that it's not. Okay, and I do feel for some of you, whether you are on the if you are the cheater or the cheatee. Okay. So let me take a look to see if I can come across any information, because it's all pip cards except for the court card and the world card. These are all pips. And pips simply represent what's happening on the linear scale of reality, right? It's what you're doing every single day. It's what you're going through every single day. All right? So we will start with the Nine of Wands to see if it'll tell me anything next to this world card here. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off because there's a lot happening. Now, remember when I was talking to you, like I said, about perhaps somebody moving or getting a new residence or going someplace? Maybe this is what you've been waiting. Maybe somebody's been waiting on to find out, like, if their apartment came through or their mortgage came through or their loan came through so that they could move. Then we see everybody, moving. Everybody knows what that's like, right? But I don't know what this 3 is telling you. So the Nine of Wands with the 10 of Wands denotes negotiations regarding real estate, property, buildings, rentals, buying and renovating, and will be fruitful in the near future. See, that's what that is. That tells me that, hey, it finally came through, right? Yeah, I'm going to be able to move now. I'm finally at the end of the thing. I'm at the last bit. I can see it ahead. And ideally, I would have preferred that the cards fall like this in some respect, but they don't. Because it's like the minute that you get the news or the message, or you feel like you're moving through, you're about to get over this, this comes. So like I said, again, this could be some kind of business deal. I do feel in some sense there's movement, there's property involved, there's travel, or at least movement involved. But this kind of feels like 1 step forward, 10 steps back. That's kind of what it feels like. Let me see what the 7 of Swords has to say. It tells me nothing. 4 of Cups. Nothing about the 4 of Cups. 6 of Wands. 10 of Wands. Three of Swords. Oh, come on. Oh, my phone's acting funny. There we go. I don't mean haha funny either. 3 of Swords. Now, it is informing you that a karmic situation is coming to an end with the promise of a brighter future. It tells that a situation has almost come to an end, so prepare for new opportunities to arise as the future holds positive promise. It also indicates that it is a time to focus on your future and to let go of the past. It is telling you to move forward with faith and trust. Now, isn't that funny? Sometimes how the cards can just come out with stuff like that. Even though this look all kind of janky. You know what I mean? Maybe somebody has to leave because they're working. Maybe their job's taking them someplace. That's I'm throwing that out there. That's not really what's coming across, but that's a possibility. Now, over the whole reading, it is the Four of Pentacles. So let me read to you the meaning of the Four of Pentacles, okay? Because this is the either the energy hanging over this, or it is the advice card, okay? It indicates someone with sound judgment and a good mind for business matters, or someone who knows the value of money and how to invest it wisely. It indicates very solid domestic situations. If you believe that you are on the right path in what area of life that is currently in focus, career, relationship, and or lifestyle choices, the Four of Pentacles implies that you are to keep going with this vein. It tells of job promotions, career advancements, business opportunities, and financial windfalls. So take heed of advice given by someone in the know. It can sometimes suggest that change is needed in order to view things from a different perspective. When you step back from the situation, you are able to see the bigger picture and broader view, allowing for consideration and thought rather than taking hasty, ill-conceived action. Consider your options and take the best course of action. It indicates a change for the better, which will put you in command of your own life. Do what you think is best for you and listen to your own advice. It speaks to receiving that you might receive a generous gift or positive rewards and outcomes from a financial decision or choice made in the past. It says you may receive a large sum of money that will ensure your financial security. This money may be in the form of an inheritance, a legacy, a perk from an employer, a compensation payment or severance payout, or a competition or lotto win. That's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the La Vida Sibila. I'm going to take the La Vida Sibila, and I am going to first take a look at the Seven of Swords, because honestly, the cards aren't giving me that much information. What they are showing me and what I'm being told is that there is a definite change in circumstances coming for someone, okay? As I say, this is a general reading. In order to look at your situation and to gain more insight, that requires a personal reading. For some of you, I dare say this is perhaps a work or career thing. For others of you, this is a definite relationship reading. Costanza. The unchanging nature of the situation. The Donna Maritata. Respect for women with children, or the married woman. And the Il Nemico. Now, again, those three cards are ripe with interpretation, because it could literally be that the relationship, if you are the Donna Maritata, no matter if you are male or female, if you take the male role or the female role, this Donna Maritata is in a situation where something that was unchanging in nature, you're going to find out or discover that there's something not right with it. The Il Nemico, the man who acts in secret. It also speaks to anger and concealed hate. The other situation could be if you are this male, or you take this role of the male, Maybe your wife got somebody else on the side. Goes back to what I was saying. That was the first thing that my guides showed me. Okay? Let's take a look at this Three of Swords here. This may give us a bit more information here. The Vecchia Signora. So this is like the old relative, the aunt and or the grandmother. I don't know why she's here. Disgrazia, disgrace, an extremely misfortunate event. That's the Tower card here in this deck. And the precious presence. I don't know if somebody's being told, you know what, this is probably the best thing that's ever happened to you. I don't know. Or someone who's trying to tell you, you know what, it's not the end of the world. Okay? I want to look at this Ten of Wands because this is the card that is giving off the most heat. I don't know, you know, what this is about. Consolante sorpresa. Just putting one foot in front of the other. No, that's not what I want to do, you know. That's not what I was looking for. La conversación. So this is, remember we were talking about negotiations at the beginning. So this is the idea that maybe you're not getting everything that you want. Maybe you want the whole relationship to stick around, but instead you're going to get the house, right? Not exactly the way you want it, but you're getting something. And the superbia. Now, this could be the idea of someone being prideful and vain and trying to, I don't know, make more of, not necessarily make more of the situation than what it is, but that's that fixed energy that I was talking about, being stubborn, okay? This is about sustaining, and maybe what you've been doing is the energy surrounding this, you're sustaining this when it really needs to be coming to an end in some way, shape, or form. This implies a victory, but this implies a defeat. Does that make sense? So Ten of Hearts just flew out. I'm going to leave that there. So we know that that is extreme happiness. Typically it represents the family. This is everything. Everything you've ever wanted. Right? This is the basis. Jack of Hearts. 10 of Diamonds. And the King of Spades. Well, on top of this, this is an admirer. Somebody who means well, and it also speaks to a message. So this is some kind of financial message or news, I think, coming in for you. It is this King of Spades here. But this could be the idea that there's somebody that you're dealing with who will run over you if they don't get what they want. This tells me that it's definitely a family and marriage type situation. The Jack of Hearts speaks to a warm-haired friend, a fair-haired youth, a younger person, can point to a young admirer. Remember I said, this can go both ways. Either you find out your dude's cheating on you, or dude, you find out your chick got another man on the side. Either way, Hold on. I want to see something. There's not a delay there. The 10 of Diamonds says a change in the financial status, often for the better. But then here's this King of Spades, who kind of like, it says someone who is dark-haired, ambitious, and perhaps self-serving. Normally, this is going to be an air sign individual. Normally. Hey, get away. Hold on. I think ultimately that this is going to resolve itself, but it's not going to resolve itself in the manner in which you perhaps would desire it to. You know, some things have to come to an end. Now, and it's definitely coming to an end. It's 2 10s. It's actually 3 10s. So the relationship is changing. The financial status is changing. And the drive, focus, ambition, and the passion behind it will be changing. The 10 of Hearts speaks to good luck and success. The roads are open. We can see that going here, but then suddenly we run into this. Now, it says that this could be a good friend and possibly even a lover or love interest with the 10 of Diamonds. It's a success in reference to your question, or a total success in love, money, and joy, and a change in a financial situation for the better. But look what had to come out of it. On top of this, on top of that 3 of Spades. And then this King of Spades here. And he says, perhaps a light-complected or a light-haired man, ambitious, self-centered, and self-serving, and may bulldoze over everyone else if he feels he is right. If this is you, it is asking you to make wise decisions, keep a clear head, and focus on balance. Do not be fooled. So, I don't know exactly what the undertones are of this, but there's definitely a major, major change coming. 3 10s and the World card. Formulate your question, please, for the Psychic Tarot. Let's see if these cards have a bit of, I don't know, wisdom or advice, comfort. I think some of you, this is going to kind of come out of the blue. It's just those cards together. Now, this is interesting because it's a Pentacles card. It says material and spiritual prosperity. And I think what stands out the most is the idea or the fact that the figure has his back to us. In other words, look towards the future. Does that make any sense? And it's another Pentacles card. I mean, another Pip card. Sorry about that. And it says, this represents a peaceful, tranquil time when problems seem to actually disappear. A sudden bonus, pay raise, or even a promotion could be in the offering. It could be expected or arrive out of the blue. This card may also signify a group that has worked and strived toward the success of a common goal. If that's not a marriage, you know, a time of prosperity and balance and harmony in your physical and spiritual existence is showing you that the practice of giving and receiving will bring you true riches. Look into your life and see where you can spread spiritual and physical wealth. Is there a person or a favorite charity that would welcome an act of kindness right now? Practice generosity, gratitude, and compassion so that you continue to prosper in all areas of your life. That's kind of an odd meaning, and it's kind of touching up on, I'm going to tell you, the reading has the four corners feeling to it, meaning that this has already been punctuated, right? And now what you have to do is connect the dots to look at the lesson of it all, no matter which side of this you're falling on. Okay. I hope those messages helped. And until next time, namaste.